Hi, it's Cassie Oelberg in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. I am super excited to be here for sketch 2 of the January 2026 virtual crop. We are not building on a faster fab page today. This is what to do when you're getting ready to change from one faster fab to the next. Oh no, what do? I need to switch my pages out. Not a big deal. This is the way you accomplish that. So we are going to go ahead and do that. We're also going to do a little bit of paper conservation, which is super fun. So let's just head right on over and get started. You know, I like to dive right in. Okay. Why did I put this chair in my way? Oh, Cassie, some days you are silly. Okay, so here we go. We have this beautiful page, which was sketch 2 from the virtual crop. It was a one-pager. I love a one-pager, but don't use them very often because I only need it for the first page and the last page of an album. Otherwise, I am a double page spread kind of a girl. So this is what happens whenever the next page is not quite what you want for your sketch, and maybe you're switching to some new Fast to Fab pages. Not a big deal. You just build it onto a cardstock and you keep on going. Then you can pick whatever you want your next page to be because it's also going to be on a cardstock. So this sketch calls for this cute banner that's going to go across here. We are going to reverse it and have it go down the opposite side so that it creates a little frame around our double page spread. And so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we need this 10 by 10 piece. I chose a piece of paper that I was going to like together. So this is the front and back of a single sheet of paper, and that just worked out really well for me. That means in order to do this, I'm going to cut a 10 by 10 L shape out. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to pull this out, put my little foot down, move this out of my way so it's not hindering my progress. And I'm going to come over to 10 inches. Okay. Then I'm going to bring this down to 2 because you know, to 3, because you know if the front of it's at 3, that means the cut line is at 2. Oh, I also, guys, I should show you this. I wanted to make sure that my paper was up like this so that my lines were going the same way as they were on this original page. So little things to think about whenever you are cutting paper, right? So this is going to come down. Then I'm going to flip it. I'm going to bring it over to 10 inches again. What did I just do? Oh yeah, I did good. Can't see the cut go all the way. Panicked for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to bring it over to the 10 again. I'm going to bring the front down to 3. You can hardly even see the cut line on this pattern. And there we go. So now we have this piece that's going to go right here in the center. Love it. Next, we are going to cut our strips. So these are only, if you look at this, 1 1/4 inches, and these are 2. So I want my top one. You want to look at the way your paper goes. So I want this one that goes across the top to be the longer one. I'm going to bring this over to 1 1/4. And I'm going to go all the way up and down 1 1/4. And now I'm going to cut. Next, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to cut this one at 1 1/4. And I love how our grid lines make it so easy to be able to do that. Okay, now I have this little frame left. I'll probably use that on a page somewhere else, but that is not on today's agenda. Let's bring this back over. And we're going to start putting these things down. So first up are these banners. And I'm actually going to build on this The reason being that I have started using this wonderful new roller to line things up. It has been bringing me great joy. So first banner is going to be, we're going to have to cut a little bit extra off. So when I do my V, I'm just going to go like this and see, I'm just going to leave a little extra. See how I did that? So it left that little extra. And now this is going to come straight across. I'm going to tape it down at 1/4 inch down. So bring this to 1/4 inch. I need it to be. Still getting the hang of this, guys. So I'm actually going to bring it up here because I want it taped 1/4 inch down. I think the easiest way, let's see, this is 1 1/4. So that's for that, and then an extra 1/4. Okay, this should get it to me. Had to add, got to do math, got to do some math whenever you're doing it from below. So now I'm just going to add my tape. And now this will go down. Ha ha. Perfect. And I want it to go the opposite direction. So many things to think about. So many things to think about. Okay, now this next one is not going to go all the way top and bottom because remember we did the L and it took that 1 1/4 off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at 10.5 inches because that is how far it is from here down to the bottom. So let's bring this over, pull up our arm and cut it at 10.5. And I want to keep this little piece because what we're going to do is super fun. We are going to first cut this banner, which is going to go right down to the triangle. I mean, right down to the corner. We're not going to do any extra on this one. And then we're going to bring it over 1/4 inch. So what did we say we needed to do? 1 1/2. Because it is 1 1/4 inch thick and 1 1/4 plus 1 1/2. Okay, and then we're going to take this little tiny piece and watch this. It's just going to go right up here. So it's like it came all the way through, and it makes it a lot easier to line up and have that look like it's going through the paper whenever you do it like that. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do. I'll just show you this. This is going to go so it looks like it's underneath. There we go. Super simple and easy to do. Okay, next up, we are going to add these. And I want to show you what a difference having that white behind it is. Because I was playing around with it, and I just want to show you how to make things work. So, I did the punch. If you've never used these before, you have to open it up, and then it cuts right between these two black lines. So you line it up at the one little black line, and then you use the triangle to slide it. Keep it up against the top on one side, slide it to the triangle on the other side. You don't want to line it up over here. It's going to be crooked. So up at the top over here, all the way across. I feel like that's a square dance move. All the way up and all the way down, all the way across. Okay. So now we're going to flip it to the other side. And we have these triangles here. So when I have to cut two of the same thing, rather than get my trimmer out, go back and forth, I just do both sides of the same paper. And then I don't have to take time to pull my trimmer out and cut those triangles off. I just go across like this. And with these punches, I just want to make sure you know that when you punch, you want to give it a nice firm punch like I'm doing, because if you don't, then what can happen is your designer paper could get stuck. So you just want to make sure that you give it a good firm punch. Don't be tentative. Don't think about it. Just nice firm punch. Okay. Now the next thing we want to do is we're cutting off one of the circles. So I'm going to cut this one off because I didn't get it quite all the way to the edge. And over here, I'm going to trim it because I started it just a little bit further over. Not a big deal. Then same thing on this one. I'm going to cut one off. Okay, we can use those for something later if we really want to. Now, I'm going to pull my page back over. And look what happens when I put this down. It just kind of buries itself, right? Doesn't quite pop. And I was looking at it. I really wanted to use those colors together. I thought it pulled this together really nicely. And then I was like, nah. So when that happens, that just means you need something to help it pop. So that's what I did. I pulled in some white. And a lot of times, like if I'm working with the darker papers, pulling in a white is helpful. If I'm working with a lighter paper, pulling in maybe a hot fudge or a black is nice. But you just want to pull something in to help pop things whenever the color is too similar. So that's all I did. The other one. I should have done the magic of cooking show, right? But it's not a bad idea to see how to use the punch. My Bernese mountain dogs are loving this cold weather. I'll tell you what. They're so cute. I had two wonderful new people at my crop last weekend, and they were in love with my puppers too. So that always makes me happy whenever my puppies are getting love. Well, I'm giving people love. So, okay. Bring this over, and first we're going to cut these down. And I just went ahead and I put my white down first. So, isn't it funny how we flip it even whenever it's cardstock? And you know that both sides are the same, and then you still flip it just to put it down. Okay. Just make sure I have this the same distance over as on this one. So, there we go. Okay, I'm not flipping. I'm not flipping. It's white on the other side, Cassie. Get a grip. Okay. I'm just going to line that up right there. And now I'm going to add these ones, and I'm just going to offset them a little bit. So I just want them to come a little bit further over, and that way that white helps it pop. See, doesn't that look so much better? It's like magic. I love magical things. Pop this. Okay. So now we've magicked that. And we can add this. So we want this to be 1/4 of an inch down from here, 1/4 of an inch up from here. So we're going to line this up in here, bring it up, see. I'm just going to measure this, make sure I'm getting my measuring right. So I actually went 5/8 of an inch up. So right about here. Not always the best at measuring, but I do try to get both sides to look the same. There we go. Okay. Commit. Now we have our page going across, and then we can just add our photos. I love this new Your Own Way collection. It has lots of these little things that I can add to my pages and end up with cute little journaling boxes. I like to do a lot of journaling. So we're going to bring this one in, and then we'll cut this one down. So I know that there's not 3 4x6 pictures to do, but I'm still going to do magic mats because that's the size of mat I use the most. So as you can see, I have my magic mats cutting guide, but it's just addition. So I want to do 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mats, which means that I need a 10.5 inch square, because 4 1/4 plus 6 1/4 is 10.5. And then we've got easy math up here in the corner if you don't want to think about it. Okay, so we're going to bring it over to 4 1/4. We're going to bring the front of this down to 6 1/4, or the cut line to 6 1/4, which means that the front of the housing is at 7 1/4. Then this time I just need to bring it to my cut line. You only have to make that measurement one time, girls. So it's really pretty simple. One time for the measurement, and the rest of the time you just go zip, zip, zip. My kind of thing, being able to go zip, zip, zip. Okay, so this one's going to go up here. And I'm going to do opposite. So it's going to go up here in this corner. And then I'm going to put this one down next. But I'm going to put my cutie patootie husband on top this time. On top of the other picture, to be clear. Okay. So he's going to go right here. And then I just need to add my other photo here. And let me measure what I did on the other side, because then I can just make it all match. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3/4. So 4 3/4 by 4. 4 and 3/4 by 4. Okay. Let's see, which side do I want to cut off? I think that side. So 4 3/4. And I'm going to just use this scrap over here. So I need it to be 4 1/4. Well, let's cut these triangles off the sides first. Might want to get rid of that. That's from my quarters. Cut those off. And now we're going to go, we can't do the 5. I always try the bigger number first. The bigger number is not going to be enough, so we'll do the 4 1/4. And then 4 3/4, so this needs to be 5. And here we go. We can mat this picture. And voila. love repositionable tape because I realized I do want this one to go over just a tiny bit more so it lines up with the other side. And we have the other side. So that's how I extend it across the page. I just reversed the direction of these. And then to conserve paper, we did the whole top and bottom, but using the new magical ruler to line it all up so that it goes through. And I can add another little journal box or maybe some stickers there. And I will be done with this double page spread. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you have a fabulous day. See you soon.